Come off the final corner and down the home stretch. Very fast start for the leading two on that side of the grid, and it is go. Stilp is going to try and go the long way round to try and get the move on Jules Caranta. A little bit of hesitation, and off the road goes one of the Falcons. That, I'm afraid, is the 434 skating down the straight, and that is Javier Herrera. So Herrera, the Mexican, has had a bit of an issue. He manages to carry on again, recovers on the circuit. Stilp already going for Jules Caranta, not waiting around, just rubbing the bumper as he works his way through. Third position for Maxime Verbruge. So Verbruge all over the back of Stilp and Caranta. But Caranta is the leader. Watch for Stilp. He's not going to wait around. Here he goes. Gabriel Stilp dives in, takes the lead. Just no hesitation whatsoever. And Buckley finds himself in fourth place behind Verbruge with one of the victory lanes, I think that is, in fifth position. That is the 397 of Riccardo Cirelli. But Stilp is already hunting Jules Caranta and forcing him wide to try and back him into the rest of the pack. The problem is those two have already got fairly clear, so Stilp is going to have a bit of a mission to keep Jules Caranta at bay. Not that he hasn't beaten him a couple of times already, of course, but he is the challenge further back for Bruges. Buckley, round the outside comes Cirelli, and there's Montero dueling away with Henry Jocelyn. 427, that's Harry Burgoyne Jr. So Henry Burgoyne doing a very good job there as he continues on his way. And there is Harry Burgoyne, a good move there from the Scot. Henry Jocelyn is there in the mix as well, so a lot of jockeying for position. But Harry Jr. Burgoyne trying to wrestle his way through on the inside there of the victory lane of Riccardo Cirelli. Noah Montero just hanging back a moment and waiting for his chance. So a very solid race. This is about being smart, not just about being fast. And so far the juniors are giving us plenty to be going on with in terms of racecraft. Maxime Verbruge in third, trying to hold on. There is the move from Cirelli. Burgoyne goes with him, so that has shunted Ty Buckley down to P6 for the moment in front of Noah Montero. 2 laps completed, 9 to go, and Burgoyne is already having a think about the move on Cirelli. It's getting tight out here now as Montero now gets past Ty Buckley, and Jocelyn tries to go with 3 wide, and there's a bit of a challenge from Hugo Martiniello. This is getting feisty in Junior X30. Last chance for everybody.
Yeah, Gabriel Stilp, an unstoppable force there at the start of the race. Managed to get himself into the race lead so easily. With ease, he got past Jules Caranta and no issues were faced towards him. Caranta now dropping a little bit of breathing room off the back. Verbruge already going defensive. 2 laps into the race, and Verbruge is already going defensive from Cirelli, Montero, and Burgoyne backing up the rest of the field. Now down the inside, here goes Cirelli. He's going to get the move on the inside there from Verbruge. Verbruge isn't going to try and let Burgoyne have a look to the inside. No, he isn't. Burgoyne trying to find the switchback on the way through, but he's not able to do so. As we look to Cirelli, he's now head down on the straight, defensive, as Verbruge is going to look to the inside, but he's not going to be able to make a stick as Cirelli's got it covered.
At this rate, this race is only going to be for third position because it's very close indeed. They're just letting the leading 2 drivers disappear. Stilp and Caranta are already in Sector 2 as these guys finish off Sector 1. So they are long gone, and this is now going to be between Cirelli, Verbruge, Burgoyne, Montero and the rest of the pack. They're all fighting amongst themselves, but 2.3 seconds up the road, Stilp and Caranta are long gone. Montero now protecting from Martiniello and Jocelyn, Heroin and Buckley, Deveny, Carniac, Granada, Kinard and Quintieri. Looks like we've had a couple of drivers have an incident further back. That is Hogsted and Hedegaard. They are now down at the back of the field and diving in on the inside. That is Jocelyn going wheel to wheel with Montero. Montero hangs back, lets Jocelyn have the corner for the moment. And up the inside, still some good battles. That's Ty Buckley going wheel to wheel with Raphael Deveny and Mattis Carniac. With those 3 dueling, Verbruge is going for Cirelli once again. And Maxime Verbruge and Harry Burgoyne are going to be absolutely fuming in their helmet visors down in 4th and 5th. They're going to be screaming at Riccardo Cirelli, look, they've gone. They've already gone. This race is already over. Harry Burgoyne then decides, okay, well, maybe I could try and get the bid. He gets through on Maxime Verbruge, and now he's going to try and take on Cirelli. But this race is already over. It's Stilp versus Caranta.
Yeah, we can see in the background, Verbruge isn't much better as he's still going defensive. One driver off there, the 411, just walking away from it.
That is Caden Higgins, I'm afraid to say, the Australian who races under the UAE flag. But Caden Higgins is out of this one. That's very unfortunate for him as he now watches the rest of this race unfold from Marshall Post 1. But Stilp and Caranta well clear of everybody else. The gap is now 3 seconds pretty much as Cirelli and Burgoyne are deciding to settle their differences. Burgoyne is just doing everything he can to close up on Stilp and Garanta. Sat behind Cirelli. He doesn't want to go for the overtaking move. There's no point, because what are you going to do? You're going to just lose more time to the leaders. You've got to just try and use each other to work your way through the field. Unfortunately, this third position battle really has cost everybody from third downwards any chance to go for the victory, as Ty Buckley picks up a warning flag.
Down the inside, there goes Burgoyne. He's not waiting around any longer as he makes his move on Cirelli. Let's have a look at the gap this time round. Drivers will cross the line, and it's now 2.8 seconds once again separating these drivers, and there's nothing. There is absolutely nothing anyone can do about it. Stilp and Garanta, unless they start a battle, I think it's already sorted who P1 and P2 are going to be.
Well, we don't know which order it's going to be.
Yep.
That's going to be the key factor. It's up the inside. Oh, Martiniello and Jocelyn managed to slice in through Verbruge. Verbruge bounces back, gets up alongside Jocelyn. He's absolutely warring with him, and now they're going to open the door to Hugo Genuine and Noah Montero. Verbruge is going to drop back. Jocelyn gets the advantage. Montero and Verbruge now get their chance at Hugo Genuine. It is fast and furious stuff yet again here at Le Mans in the IAME International Finals, the IWF 22. Let's look at it again. Now this is the incident between Martiniello and Maxime Verbruge. Look how close that got. That could have been a very nasty accident indeed. And watch Verbruge on the retaliation, up on the curbs, bangs wheels with Jocelyn. And that's what allows Heroin and Montero to have their chance to come through. So it got very messy there. Jocelyn and Montero now in front of Verbruge and Heroin. And look at Garanta, still swarming all over the back of Gabriel Stilp. Stilp is your leader. And there's a problem further back. I think we've got yellow flags. Two drivers have gone into the barriers there in the final bend. That is Arthur Dodonka and Emano Quintieri. So Quintieri and Dodonka have gone into the final bend and into the barriers as Stilp and Garanta continue their duel for the victory. So two drivers out of the race in the final corner. And it looks as though they are being tempted to. Emano Quintieri in some discomfort by the look of it as he gets out of the kart. There is Quintieri on the sidelines. They both managed to get out of the kart. And Arthur Dodonka is quite clear as to whose fault that was. But Emano Quintieri is too busy feeling sorry for himself to really notice Arthur Dodonka's dejection and fury. So out of the final turn, the yellow flags are there at the final corner as a result of that incident. But Stilp and Garanta are still racing each other through turn one. The green flags, of course, fly down the main straight so they can overtake into the first corner. So the battles are still raging, but the marshals have managed to clear the scene fairly quickly as the field goes by. Stilp and Garanta dueling away for the win. Burgoyne, Cirelli, Martiniello and Jocelyn. Then it's Montero from Verbruge, Heroin, Granada and Carniac from Theveny and Dahlstrom. And can Gilles Garanta get on terms with Gabriel Stilp? Stilp is still doing a fair job here, but Gilles Garanta needs to get close enough to Gabriel Stilp if he wants to make the overtake.
Yeah, Caranta's been close to the back of Stilp for quite a while now. Just nothing really changing between the two of them. And Burgoyne and Cirelli trying to work together to push onto the back of Garanta, but it's just no hope at this point. The gap is now extended to 3.6 seconds, even more than it used to be. They go down the straight. Cirelli, I think, at this point has given up on trying to work with Burgoyne. As soon as he arrives onto the back of what is the Mick Barrett Racing driver, I'm sure there will be an attempt for an overtake. Cirelli, the best he can get is third position, and I'm sure he can take it if he can.
Well, 3.8 seconds deficit means you've got no chance whatsoever. Harry Burgoyne and Riccardo Cirelli from Martiniello, Jocelyn, Verbruge, Montero, Heroin and Matis Carniac. Then Natalia Granada and Rafael Theveny from Dahlstrom, Kinard and Kiara Batigue. Then it is Kodai Yoshida, Scott Riley, Tibor Ramakas and Dino Carlson as they continue to run through on the far side onto the back straight. No, look at the difference between the two leaders and the battle for third position. Can Gilles Garanta get one last crack at Stilp? The way Stilp is currently driving, I would say it's 50-50 at the moment, isn't it? Gilles Garanta's going for it, full guns blazing. Stilp is trying to hold him at bay. Garanta almost got him round the far side. That was close, and Cirelli's making the same move to get past Burgoyne and has managed to get through. So can there be an opportunity now for Gilles Garanta? Stilp is still trying to keep him guessing, holding him at the line, and is there going to be a chance? Oh, Stilp is really holding him at bay. This is a terrific duel. Gabriel Stilp versus Gilles Garanta, and Stilp has obviously got 5 points accumulated. Caranta definitely has a few more than that. So Stilp is trying to back Caranta up, hoping that the opportunity is still going to be his for the win. Caranta doing everything he can. Everything he throws at Stilp. Stilp has a response, pulls across. Caranta's going to get alongside and actually draws side by side with him down to the braking zone. But Stilp is further in the brakes. And this is going to be oh! Up on the curbs, and Caranta's going to make it through. Caranta does get by. Stilp is going to come back at him down the straight, but Stilp is livid. Caranta's going to get the victory by 0.046, but Stilp is not happy. Well, that's tight.
Yeah, you could see the little bit of contact that Caranta had on the rear wheel there of Stilp, just pushed him a little bit wide through the final 2 corners, and then Stilp.
Oh, Montero's gone. Montero's gone on the last lap. Something's happened to Noah Montero. He suddenly dropped out of the top 10 on the last lap, and he is cruising it. He's got a broken rear axle. He is cruising back to the pits. He'll never make it to there anyway, to the finish line. So Noah Montero's had an incident on the final lap. Let's look at this again. So look, Caranta has already squeezed his way by here on Stilp, and Stilp, look, hand in the air. What are you doing, man? What are you playing at? So Gabriel Stilp not happy. Gilles Caranta has managed to take him, and the reason that Gabriel Stilp's so unhappy, not just because he's lost the win from that, but he's also dropped behind Finn McLaughlin in the interim rankings. That costs him overall 2nd for the time being, as now he is overall 3rd behind Bishop and McLaughlin, so that one could be investigated. But Gilles Caranta and Gabriel Stilp separated by less than half a tenth. Cirelli and Martiniello, Burgoyne and Jocelyn, then Carniac, Natalia Granada doing a great job in P8, then Hugo Jeremin and Rafael Theveny from Alex Dahlstrom doing a grand job, as did Taron Kinard and Kiara Batig, Maxon Verbruge and Kodai Yoshida. Then it is Scott Riley and Tibor Ramakas from Dino Carlson and Javier Herrera, Mick Blancaspor, and then it is a solid run from Stylianos Kolovos, from Maxime Blanchemin, Matas Reiber, Ronan Hennessy and Michael Pemsing, Manolis Theodakis, Oliver Hedegaard from Ty Buckley, Elias Hogsted, and the last man in was Noah Montero. Retirements for Noel Sundberg, Arthur Dodonka, and Ermano Quintieri, along with Caden Higgins, who had his problem earlier on as well. My goodness me, how dramatic has this X30 Junior race battle suddenly become? I really want to see that duel in the final bend one last time. We'll get to see the highlights in a moment, because there are a couple of carts to recover. So let's look back at the moments that made that heat so special. Gilles Caranta and Gabriel Stilp starting their duel for the victory right from the outset. But it was always going to be tricky. There is Javier Herrera having his moment into turn 1. Well done for getting that stopped and turned in before he skated right the way to the barrier. But straight away, Stilp is on it on the very first lap. Got through, took the position, and it took Caranta a full 10 laps to start making the bid. But look, these guys are still just dueling. Insane battle between these few drivers that just dropped them from the foot of the leading duo. So much battling, so much aggression, and it wasn't long before the 2 leaders had just disappeared and gone up front. They were never going to be challenged. So they managed to have a furious race for 3rd position, but the battle I want to see was that last corner lunge, that last lap maneuver. Well, Burgoyne managed to get himself into 3rd past Cirelli. That was eventually overturned. And here's the battles further back. This is Martiniello having a very scary moment with Verbruge and Jocelyn. But where is that crucial maneuver in the final bend? There's Verbruge banging wheels with Jocelyn. But he got very messy. Here it is. Now Stilp is holding on, and Caranta, look. Oh, just the tiniest of love taps. And Stilp is absolutely fuming with Caranta, because he felt he was pushed off the road there in the final bend. So that one could be explored. But certainly Caranta and Stilp so close together. There was a little bit of contact in the final couple of corners.